Welcome to Starter Garage, and today I mourn the fact that we call two-door cars coupes or coupes, but we don't call two-door convertibles toupes or toupees. Anywho, speaking of toupees, this is my new 14 stud wide Lego mock car, and this itself does have a toupee because it is a convertible. Now, you might have seen this car in the short, but there are a ton of design elements that are hidden underneath that I'd like to go through and share with you guys. And then also there are some design challenges that I overcame with this convertible that I'm really excited about. So I figured I'd share those as well. But then we have two prototype convertibles. Both were soft top prototypes, but obviously neither were used. So before these go into retirement, I figured I'd give them a little tribute and show you these as well. So let's actually start with these prototype convertible soft tops, because this will help give an insight on why I went with the design of the Type 2P's top the way it is now, because these are where it all started. I actually have never been able to get a proper convertible done on one of these cars. It's always been like the whole roof that flips back. So I wanted to be able to build a top that would be able to go back and not take up a ton of space. That way we could finally fit an engine in the back. Now, whether we accomplish that here or not, we'll get into that. But let's talk about these tops real quick, because check this out. This is where it all started, this black one. Check out the undercarriage of this thing. It's got a few of the robot arms, and then some connectors on it, right? And a reason it had a design like this was because initially it was going to be able to fold backwards on itself and then tuck itself into the back of the car, kind of like so, right? But one of the biggest flaws about this was the fact of how the cloth connects up on top. That would look kind of weird up on top of the cars. But some of the design flaws of this style was the fact that when we wanted to push it back, it would not always catch up like this. Sometimes it would be kind of like a thing where it would accidentally kind of go like this, where it would accidentally catch underneath itself. And then another design flaw is, check out how, let me line it up with the camera, check out how both beams are not lined up. This created a weird thing where the roof would sometimes not match up with where the windshield was. But then the final and most important flaw was the fact that when we would push it back, that is still a ton of space on that roof. So in the end, that brought us to design B, which would utilize the soft top the same way that this one did. It would connect down low, and then it would be connected actually on this black bar, giving it a sleeker look with the rooftop. Now, this top does basically function the same way as the one with the arms, while being a little bit more compact. So actually, all you'd have to do to put this roof up is actually pull on it out, and then over, and then bam, you would have the top up, and the soft top would be up on top right here. But two major design flaws kept this roof from ever making it onto the car, and the first actually had to do with the cloth. If the cloth was mounted actually on here, I know that this thing would not fold as smoothly as it does. When it would be pushed down like this, I know that it would push pieces up, and or it would not lay as flat as it is demonstrated without the cloth. So I never even gave it consideration after I also realized how delicate this thing is, which I will demonstrate now. Let's say I go to pull this thing up, we're going woo, and I'm a little too excited, bam, that happens. And then also, thousands of dollars in repairs, all because I was a little too excited. So that brings us to the actual design that made it onto the Type 2P. Let's get this thing into shot and take it in all of its glory. I'll give you guys a little bit of a design overview. We won't go into this car too much because there are other videos on the 14 stud wide mock cars. But yeah, check out even that back end with all these little like fins on it. And we've also got butterfly doors. I wish I had put a speedometer now that I thought about it, but with that, let's dive into the actual roof design that made it onto the car. All right, so for anybody who hasn't seen the short, I'll go ahead and demonstrate how this roof works now. The easiest way is for me to go underneath the car, pop this cover up like so, and then we bend this back. This roof then folds back, folds in half to then wiggle its way down into there. Bam, cover down, convertible. And then to get it back up, it's just the reverse. Really easy. Go underneath the car to push the roof through this time. And then once you get it through, all you have to do is unfold it again, place it in place, put the cover back on, and voila. There is a lot of trickery going on inside of this that I'll go ahead and show you on the underside, and I'll reveal one of the greatest accomplishments that this car has finally enabled us to do. So let's get to the undercarriage. All right, so when we flip the car onto its side, you'll notice this entire blank space right here. This is where you can push that cover up, and then it's also where the roof kind of folds back into. That's where you can push it back, but it has all of this clear space so that it can fold back and then get into. With the folding roof design, when we fold this back, it'll expose all of the ways that this is built. It is two pieces like so. Bam, you just fold it in half. The back half is actually larger than the front half, so it's not technically folding in half, but it's just folding that like front third inwards so that it has all of the room to clear that back cover and then also sit in back of the car without touching the ground. Okay, so by far my favorite feature that we were able to accomplish on the Type 2P is the engine placement. Now, hear me out. Yes, this car has an engine. For anybody who's not familiar with my 14 stud wide mock cars, I build modular engines so that these cars are totally built with a soul and a reason and an architecture to them, right? If I say I want a big V8, this is the V8 that I use. If I say I want a nasty V12, V12 baby. But check this out. This is our super liter V8. This would be our 2 mile to the gallon elephant type of V8. But then we got the V12. Now, I just want to point a difference out on these two engines. Now, V12s are smaller pistons and yada yada. You don't need to hear this from me, right? But the V8 here, check out these side pieces that make it big, right? That is me making a big liter V8. This car has a V8, but it's our smaller liter V8. So imagine this V12 build like this, but with 8 cylinders, so 4 and 4, right? So it's a smaller liter V12 without like these side panels that come out here and without the arching tops, like so. So this is our big liter V8, and obviously the small liter V8 is in this one. And the reason I explain that about the engine is because this car is a first of its kind to be a mid-engine convertible. Every convertible that I've ever built before this one was either an EV with like a battery pack down low or a very, very, very funky looking front engine car. But this one has finally enabled us to put the engine in the back thanks to its folding roof. I will even expose the engine right now. We fold the spoiler back like so, and then we pick this up, and when you pull the cover up, there she blows. There is 4 cylinders, and then when we flip the car on its side, you can see there's half of the engine right there. That's the half that you're seeing, and this is the other half right here. Full V8 engine underneath in a mid-engine placement, bro. With a convertible, bro. Bro, I'm talking 27th century upgrades into the future, bro. You know what I'm saying? Folding convertible mid-engine V12, you know what I'm saying? V8. Anywho, just some closing thoughts on the Type 2P. I'm super excited on this car, and I really love the accomplishments that were made in this car, but I really want to implement the soft top convertible. And after building the car, after starting to make the video and blah, 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 this design right here is starting to seem really promising again. So anyway, check out for a future build that might involve the soft top convertible again. But with that, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely consider giving me a thumbs up and definitely subscribe. I love y'all. Take it easy. Stay creative. Peace.